The 2026 General Appropriations Bill now only needs President Bongbong Marcos' signature to become law after Congress approved and ratified the measure on Monday, December 29. The 2026 GAB contains the proposed 6.793 trillion peso national budget for next year. Following ratification by the House of Representatives and the Senate, the measure will be sent to the Palace for the President's signature. In his speech prior to ratification, Senate Finance Panel Chair Senator INQUToday emphasizes that next year's funding prioritizes education, health, and agriculture.
These highlights illustrate our commitment to strengthening the services that carry the most significant impact on the daily lives of our fellow Filipinos. Better education for our children, adequate health care for those in need, and long-term food security for our communities. As these priorities take shape, the Bicameral Conference Committee was also very deliberate in ensuring that equal attention was given to protecting the management of public funds through safeguards that are anchored on transparency and accountability.
In separate explanation of votes delivered during Monday's plenary session, Senators Rodante Marcoleta, J.V. Ejercito, Ping Lacson, Loren Legarda, Risa Ontiveros, and Robin Padilla expressed their positions. Lacson votes yes with strong reservations regarding medical assistance to indigent patients and assistance to individuals in crisis situations. He says that the national budget must not be a political tool and must remain free from political exploitation. Ejercito also supports the ratification of the BICAM report on the 2026 budget, but expresses reservations about the steep increase in funds allocated to the medical assistance to indigent and financially incapacitated patients program. Legarda says she voted in favor of the BICAM report, but with certain reservations. She says her concerns stem from the national government's continued failure to remit PhilHealth's legally mandated sin tax revenues from 2023 onward and statutory shares from the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office and the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation since 2019. Similarly, Hontiveros votes yes for the BICAM version of the 2026 national budget, but notes her serious reservations regarding unprogrammed appropriations and other issues. On the other hand, only Senators Rodante Marcoleta and Robin Padilla vote against the measure. Marcoleta says his no vote was based on concrete audit findings, fiscal patterns, and policy distortions surrounding various financial assistance programs or ayudas. He then claims that placing massive increases in ayuda and standby funds side by side reveals a troubling pattern. Earlier, Executive Secretary Ralph Rectos said Marcos would not be able to sign the national budget for 2026 by the end of December and would instead do so in early January. The Philippine National Police says a three-dimensional scan of the Benguet ravine where resigned Public Works Undersecretary Maria Catalina Cabral was found dead showed she likely slid down and was not pushed. In a briefing on Monday, December 29, PNP Forensic Group Officer in Charge Colonel Pierre Paul Carpios says the 3D scan of the crime scene showed that Cabral fell to a point only 0.2 meters away from the base of the ravine and 16.9 meters in height from where she was last seen.
Kung tinulak ito, chances are lalayo pa siya doon. So makikita niyo dito na ang kamay niya, yung palm ng kamay niya, ay may gasgas din po. No? Pati yung likod, may gasgas din po. So ang laki po ng probabilidad na nagpadaos-dos po talaga siya.
According to the PNP Forensic Group, the complete autopsy report of Cabral's death revealed a significant injury pattern consistent with a feet-first fall injury from a height. It also placed the time of her death between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. on December 18 and determined that the cause of her death was blunt traumatic injuries to the head, trunk, and left upper and lower extremities. As for the fingerprint exam, Carpios says the right and left post-mortem fingerprints and the fingerprints marked S were impressions made by one and the same person. According to Carpio, the fingerprints marked S were from the certified true copy of computer-generated standard fingerprints of Cabral from the National Bureau of Investigation. An initial toxicology report from the Cordillera Regional Police's Forensic Unit previously said that Cabral tested positive for citalopram, an antidepressant drug. Cabral was found dead at the bottom of a ravine at a stop along Cannon Road in Toba, Benguet on the evening of December 18. Her driver, Ricardo Hernandez, said Cabral had asked him to leave her, so he decided to gas up at a nearby fueling station, but could not find her when he returned later that afternoon. Cabral had been linked to alleged irregularities in flood control and infrastructure projects, but denied involvement in kickbacks. Assistant Ombudsman Migo Clavano says investigators approached Batangas Representative Leandro Leviste to examine the alleged Cabral files, but he reportedly did not turn over all the documents. The Cabral files refer to documents allegedly given to Leviste by the late Public Works Undersecretary Maria Catalina Cabral. The documents purportedly link several high-ranking officials, including cabinet secretaries, to the controversial 2025 infrastructure budget insertions. In a video statement released on Monday, December 29, Clavano refused the congressman's earlier claim that a complete set of the list had been submitted to the Office of the Ombudsman.
After Congressman Leandro Leviste publicly claimed to possess the complete list in the supposed Cabral files, investigators from the Office of the Ombudsman approached him as a matter of prudence and diligence while the former Undersecretary Kathy Cabral was still alive and was actually represented by counsel at the time. During this engagement, Congressman Leviste presented only limited portions of the list, responsive, in fairness, to specific inquiries. But he did not present the entire set of files he claimed to possess, even when asked to do so. This will differ from the congressman's public statements suggesting that the full Cabral files had already been shown to or reviewed by the Office of the Ombudsman.
However, Leviste refutes Clavano's claim, noting that the assistant ombudsman was not part of the team he met with on November 26. According to Leviste, he invited the ombudsman's team to go through the files further, but the lawmaker points out that the team did not seem too interested. He says the team focused their questions on projects linked to CWS Representative Edwin Garjola, as it was the agenda of their meeting. According to Leviste, the investigating team was invited for a follow-up meeting but reportedly did not get back to him. In a previous statement, Leviste called on Public Works Secretary Vince Dizon to release the Cabral files to end what he described as an alleged cover-up involving the controversial 2025 infrastructure budget insertions. Leviste claimed that he is not the only one in possession of the documents, noting that the anti-graft body, the DPWH, and several other officials also hold copies. He said it would be best if the DPWH itself released the files to avoid any doubts about their credibility. A Pulse Asia research survey shows 54% of Filipino adults support the immediate passage of a law banning political dynasties in the Philippines. The survey was conducted from December 12 to 15, 2025. Results show that 21% of respondents very much agree and 33% somewhat agree that Congress should immediately pass a law banning political dynasties. Meanwhile, 27% are undecided, 13% somewhat disagree, and only 5% very much disagree. The survey referenced the anti-political dynasty bills initially pushed by progressive groups, citing that such dynasties can foster corruption by monopolizing power in the government. Political dynasties refer to the concentration of political power among related persons. In recent weeks, lawmakers from both the minority and majority in the 20th Congress have filed various versions of the anti-dynasty bill, which is also mandated by the 1987 Constitution. As of December 15, 2025, at least 13 House bills defining and restricting political dynasties have been filed.